Well, good morning. I'm going to start all over here, and we're going to start with Genesis, chapter 1. Genesis, also in the Hebrew, means Brsheet. It's in the beginning. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about my belief in creation and God. A lot of people out there believe that we evolved from space dust that was floating around, and somehow the space dust collided and created some sort of fungus or bacteria or something that started growing in the ocean and turned into this swimming fish that crawled up on the land and turned into a chicken or something. I don't know. But I believe that there was a creator. There is a creator. I believe there was someone so smart and so intelligent that they understood how to create life. Mankind right now is working on a super collider, and he's trying to create life. An intelligent design. So you're telling me, we can figure out maybe how to do this, but somebody else couldn't have already figured it out? Hello? I think the odds of space dust colliding and creating us versus somebody being intelligent enough to create us, I'll go with a creator belief. I think we're all born with an innate belief in God, a creator, right and wrong. And as we get older, if we believe in God, then we have to adhere to His laws, and we're accountable for our actions. But if we believe that there was no God and that we were created and evolved, then there's no accountability, and we can do whatever we want. And in the end, we'll just tell God, if there's a God, then, oh, you know what, God, I was fooled, I was tricked, so that's why I didn't obey your commands. And you've got all these people that believe in that now, and it makes it easier, right? The more people there are that believe in something, as cockamamie as it is, then it's easier for you to believe in it because you got backing, right? You got people backing your crazy story. I don't believe it. I don't think you believe it either. And you know what? If you disagree with me, write something and we'll talk about it. So Genesis chapter 1, in the beginning God prepared, formed, fashioned, and created the heavens and the earth. And God here, there's many names for God here. It is Elohim, the Creator. The earth was without form and empty waste, and darkness was upon the face of the very great deep. The Spirit of God was moving, hovering, brooding over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, suitable, pleasant, and He approved it. And God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was evening and there was morning one day. First day, bam, day and night. And God said, "Let there be a firmament, the expanse of the sky, in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters below from the waters above." This is something I find interesting too. So Genesis chapter 1 talks about putting a sky between waters above and waters below. A lot of people say, oh, well, there could be no great flood because there wasn't enough water to flood the whole earth. Well, what if there was an expanse of water above the sky, like the Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, that was up there, and that was released, and there was a deluge of water that flooded the earth? Huh? What do you think? And also, it would also back up the fact that they say there had to have been more oxygen in the air for the dinosaurs to actually breathe and live because they were so large. And they said the amount of vegetation, during the dinosaur time was increased, and if there was this big bubble of water trapping the oxygen inside of the earth, there could have been a higher oxygen level for mammals like dinosaurs to have existed in more vegetation. I get this out of Genesis chapter 1, verse 7 and 6. And God made the firmament, the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it was so. And God called the firmament heavens, and there was evening and there was morning a second day. And God said, Let the waters under the heavens be collected into one place of standing, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the accumulated waters he called seas. And God saw this was good, fitting, admirable, and he approved it. And God said, Let the earth put forth tender vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees yielding fruit, whose seed is in itself, each according to its kind, upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit, in which was their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw it was good, suitable, admirable, and he approved it. And there was evening and there was morning a third day. And God said, Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be signs and tokens of God's provident care, and to mark seasons, days, and years. So you see the stars and the moons and the sky. This was God put this here for us as a token, right? As of his care for us. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made the two great lights, the greater light the sun to rule the day, and the lesser light the moon to rule the night. He also made the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good, fitting, pleasant, and he approved it. And there was evening and there was morning a fourth day. And God said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly, and swarm with living creatures, and let birds fly over the earth in the open expanse of the heavens. And as I read the Bible, I'm going to share a story with you real quick. So, when I was 18, when I was younger, I did a lot of, I wasn't living for God, and, trouble with drugs and alcohol, and I guess about 18, I guess I hit rock bottom, like people say, and I decided to start reading the Bible in the evening, and I was in this room, and nobody was in the room. And in the evening, as I would do, it was about 9:30, I started reading the Bible, and nobody was in the room I was in, or the room next to that, or the room next to that. And I heard a voice out of the air, an audible voice, just like I'm talking to you right now, and it said I was going to die soon. And then I had this dream where I saw Jesus, but Jesus wasn't in the form of a human being. He was in the form of like a large mercury orb, and he was so magnificent, and I felt so incredibly insignificant that I didn't feel like I should even be in his presence. And everything around me reflected the whole earth off of Jesus, except for me. And I realized, because I hadn't acknowledged Jesus in my life, that this was the rapture, and he wasn't going to acknowledge me either. And so from that point on, I began reading the Bible from front to back. I didn't really care about I didn't want to hear about this religion or that religion. I figure I'm intelligent enough to read the Bible and figure it out for myself. And so I'm going to read this to you in that same sort of way. So that's how we're going to approach it. Not from any religious standpoint, but we're just going to take it and look at it and decide here for ourselves what it says. And I believe that we're to obey this Bible front to back, not little parts, not little pieces. So that's what we're going to do. And God created the sea monsters and every living creature that moves, which the water brought forth abundantly according to their kinds. This is verse 21. And every winged bird according to its kind, and God saw it was good, suitable, admirable, and He approved it. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creeping things, and wild beasts of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. And God made the wild beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and domestic animals according to their kinds, and everything that creeps upon the earth according to its kind. And God saw it was good, fitting, pleasant, and He approved it. Bam! God said, Let us, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, make mankind in our image, after our likeness, and let them have complete authority over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, tame beasts, and over all the earth, and over everything that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in His own image, in the image and likeness of God He created him, male and female He created them. And God blessed them and said to them, Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, using all its vast resources in the service of God and man, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and over every living creature that moves upon the earth. And God said, See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the land, and every tree with seed in its fruit, you shall have them for food. And to all the animals and on the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the ground, to everything in which there is breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so, and God saw everything that He made, and behold, it was very good, suitable, pleasant, and He approved it completely. And there was evening, and there was morning, a sixth day. Bam! 6 days. 6 days. Alright? That's Genesis chapter 1. We'll read Genesis chapter 2, Lord willing, tomorrow. Shalom.